Hi guys, and welcome back to my custom hood called Azure Peaks. Today I would like us to just look at some of the families a little bit up close. So I'm going to start off with the Blunders family. We read about them before. They are living in a trailer over here close to the downtown area. And they are not as well off, but I have an interesting story for them, so I'll just quickly review their bio for you. It says, Mikey and his family thrive in their circumstances, or do they? Mikey may think they are all thriving, but some of his kids may not agree. Una gave up on her dream a long time ago, but she loves her family and now she just embraces the chaos. So this is Una, his wife. So let's take a closer look at them and also their trailer. So just a little disclaimer, this family is in fact on the right spot, I think, for how you will get the neighborhood when you start playing. I intend on setting everyone up to be on a Tuesday morning when they are either still in their bed or they've just gotten up and get ready basically to start the day. That's my intent. I just think it's kind of a good place to start if everyone starts on the same day. All right, so let me show you their home. I'm going to do it from build mode so that the sun is up and you can see. Let's do that. All right. So this is their trailer. They have two cars over here, but one of them isn't drivable currently. They have a nice area for the kids to play, even though, you know, they don't have a lot of money or anything like that. Whatever they have, you know, is really family oriented, if I can put it that way. There's an area that they can sit. I tried to make it kind of obvious that, you know, things are a bit mismatched and the finances isn't quite there. But you can see that Una is still taking care of her garden and trying to make it as nice as possible. So inside of their home, you have a hallway over here that eventually leads through all the way to a living area. Maybe I should put the walls up a bit so that it gives you the full effect. So this would be their living area. And their dining little nook. And then over here, this is the front door with lots of kitty stuff all over the place. All right. They're very family oriented, so that's probably the way they like it. Off this way, you have the master bedroom. Two of them are lying in bed snuggling a little bit before they have to get up. Old hand-me-down family computer. Across from them in the hallway, you have their two daughters sharing a room. I tried to make it very distinctly child side of the room and teenager side of the room. So hopefully that's kind of obvious. On this side, we have the toddlers. They're sleeping over here, the two boys. And then there's the bathrooms on this side. So I didn't want to create a typical Brandy situation where you have everyone wanting to use the bathroom and no one can, and there's routing issues and, you know, fond memories of the Brokes. Over here you have a kitchen. So, you know, it has everything that you need, but as you can see, it's kind of, you know, a little bit grungy, a little bit mismatched. All right. So I'll quickly show you their individual bios. It's going to become nighttime now. It will be dark again because I have to go into live mode. We'll start off with Mikey. So Mikey is a family sim. He is secondary nothing. He's just family oriented. And he does not have a job. He has quite a bit of skills and a very high mechanical skill with good reason. His hobby is also tinkering, and his story, this is his personality. He is quite active and quite nice. His story reads, Mikey is a family man. He makes money by fixing cars and selling them. It's nice and flexible. He won't be paying anyone to fix broken things in his home. He loves working with his hands. So the story that I have for him that I thought might be really interesting is if he fixes cars and then sells them, you know? And he doesn't even have a business lot he's doing it from. He's just kind of doing it from home, cash in hand type deals, you know? And yeah, that's kind of how he keeps his family going. So this I do need to edit. I put all of them in with plenty of money just so that I could start off building. But their money will be edited. They will not have 37,000 Somalians, otherwise they would not need to live here. So those things will still be edited. I'm not quite done with them. All right. Relationship-wise, I'm still looking into that a little bit, making sure, you know, I have everyone friends that I want to have friends. But overall, he gets along with his family really well. He's good friends with this Stuart Stolkamp, which is a townie. And then he knows some other Sims around the neighborhood. But yeah, these things can change. All right. His wife, Una. So this is Una. She's a primary pleasure Sim. And she is a secondary family. I should perhaps show you. He would really like to reach his golden anniversary, whereas she would like to become a professional party guest. So she really wants it to be famous, but, you know, as I allude to, like, she gave up on that dream. There's no way that that's ever going to happen. So, but that was her lifetime want. Job-wise, she's unemployed, and this is her personality. She's quite playful. And it says, Una would love to be famous, but who is she kidding? That's not going to happen anytime soon. So for now, she's very content in spending her time with her hubby and her kids. They don't own a lot, but that really does not matter to her. I also didn't show you turn-ons and turn-offs. So he likes someone who's a little bit more round. He likes someone who wears makeup. He's not fond of fitness. Una, on the other hand, likes red-haired Sims, which is like her husband is, who's unemployed, and she's not such a fan of someone being at the top of their career. Okay, maybe she thinks people like that are a bit snobbish or something. Who knows? That could be her take on things. She has good relationships with all her kids and her husband. She knows a couple of people around the neighborhood. She doesn't have a best friend at this moment, but that could change. I'm looking into all of that. Then we have, I should maybe just, she has a pretty high cooking skill and a very high cleaning skill. She doesn't have a whole lot of other skills. Then her daughter, Dani. Dani has quite a few skills. She's quite balanced. She's a little bit average in school, hasn't gone to school a whole lot. But her turn-ons and turn-offs are brown hair and black hair. She likes, but she doesn't like someone who's into werewolves and who's a werewolf. For Dani, I'm looking into hobby enthusiasm. I won't focus on that too much. But something that I wanted to point out, she's a very balanced Sim. She is pretty nice as well. Her relationships, I've set up her relationships. She's best friends with one of the triplets in town, Holden Wellington. She also knows his other brothers, but she's also best friends with Delia Callahan, who we'll still meet. She's one of the richer Sims in town, but they're good friends. And then she just knows a bunch of other Sims. Okay, So there's no, she's not in a relationship with another teen or anything like that. And Danny's bio reads, Danny can't wait to escape from living in a trailer. There has to be better opportunities out there. She will always love and visit her family, but she really can't wait to improve her life and living conditions. Yeah, so that's kind of what I read in the beginning about Mikey thinking that everyone's just content and happy with her circumstances. But their eldest daughter, Dani, really isn't. She does know that there's a difference between how some of her friends are living and how she's living. And she has the wish to rise out and not live in a trailer one day. That's her ideal. She would like a family home. So she is a primary popularity sim. And her secondary is fortune. So she is definitely interested in rising out. She would like to become Captain Euro. So she wants to go into law enforcement. And yeah, let's see if I mean, it's up to you guys if you're going to send her in that direction. Please show me if you play them what happens. Then little Jacqueline blunders. Jacqueline is just a child, so she doesn't have a lifetime one yet, but this is her personality. And her bio says, Jacqueline just loves her family. She can't wait to have even more brothers and sisters. They laugh and play together all the time. It's great. So yeah, she's she's kind of set up, I guess, to be a family sim as well. She's quite happy with where she is. She's wearing makeup. I kind of wanted to go off the idea of she got a hold of her mom's makeup and she's just, applying it generously all over her face. And yeah, relationship wise, I'm not sure that I've set anything up here specifically. She knows some of the other kids around the neighborhood, but we'll look. I'll look into that and change what I need to before I make this downloadable. Then the toddlers. We have Hank blunders. So this is Hank's personality. As you can see, he's super shy. And his bio reads, Hank just wants his mommy. It's so nice when she rocks him to sleep at night. He gets scared when people he doesn't know come near him. He becomes so shy. Then we have little William. This is William's personality, so not quite the same. And it says, William wants to investigate everything. He is so curious. The world around him is so interesting. He can't help stuffing things in his mouth. Why does it make people upset when he does it with coins? Okay, so you have one shy one and one very busy one. Okay, so that's this family. I think they will be fun to play, kind of in a in a very hard mode way. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys do with them. I also look forward to playing them myself. I think they're very cute. They've already crawled into my heart. Alright, so now that we're done looking at them, let's move on to one of the other neighbors. From hard mode to not so hard mode, let's go over to Pastor Gibson. So, Pastor Noah is very kind. He is the ideal person to perform community weddings in the area. What about his personal love life? Will everything go as planned? He sure hopes so. So let's go and take a look at him. He lives right next to the church and he owns it. As I said before, you guys can decide how in your game that will work. What exactly you will let him do at the church building? Do you want to host weddings there? What exactly is your plan? So what I'll do is I'll show you him and then I'll send him over to the church quickly just so that you can see what the church looks like and how it would work. All right. So he is a knowledge sim primarily. He is a secondary family sim. I thought that suited him very well. He would like to become education minister currently. I may change this because I kind of would like the Sims to have lifetime ones that make sense. So, you know, if he's in this career, I don't know that that would make sense for him. So I will look into that. But anyhow, relationship-wise, yeah, he has massive chemistry with almost the entire neighborhood. But this is the Sim. Simya Khan is part of the Townies household. You will see I divided them up. If you play with something like the Sim Blender, where you can actually, or in SimPE, you can go check. I labeled the Townies with a very clear label of Townies behind their name. There's two groups, Townies 1 and Townies 2, just to make it easier for you, you know, if you ever wanted to edit something. But anyway, she's a townie and they are not engaged. I think I said they were engaged before. They're not engaged, but he would like to be engaged to her. So yeah, it's up to you if you're going to continue on that in that direction or not. He knows a lot of the townies, but I'll show the townies to you later on. All right, so his personality, this is his personality, and his bio reads, Pastor Noah is such a respectable man. He is in love with Simya and plans to marry her. She would be the perfect pastor's wife. Lately, Noah has realized that a few of his friends feel drawn to him romantically, and he isn't exactly sure what to do about it. He doesn't want to ruin these friendships, but he's also committed to his girlfriend. So yeah, a bit of a sticky situation for him. Let's quickly take a look at his house as well. I'll just show you his turn-ons and turn-offs. Actually, it's blonde and brown hair, whereas Simya has, I think she has black hair, so she doesn't quite fall into the category. And then he doesn't like zombies. Okay, I thought that would make sense for a pastor to dislike zombies, but I have to say I don't like zombies either. Alright, so his house is quite nice, I think. He has a parking down on the bottom. Then he has lots of stairs up. And he has a nice balcony here. Nice balcony there. And he even has an area over here where you can have a barbecue. It's up with some stairs. If he has people coming over, he could really host a nice function over there. All right. If you come into the front door, sorry. If you come into the front door, you have a nice living area over here for him. If you go through these doors, you have a dining area. And through here you have a kitchen and a study. And both of them lead out onto a nice little veranda that's overlooking basketball hoop, the garden, and a really nice pool. You can see he's pretty much set up for either having people who visit who have children or for having his own. Here in the back, he has a nice telescope and, if I can get out of the trees, a nice area where he can play football. So that's really nice. If from this side you didn't go towards the kitchen, you have a hallway with some bedrooms. There is a bedroom, 2 neutral bathrooms. There's another bedroom. And then over here you have the master bedroom, which I tried to kind of go with, you know, something that would look nice, but maybe be more manly because, I mean, he's living alone. All right, so that's his home. And I think what I should do... He's already set up kind of in the way that I want to give him to you guys. So I think I'm going to use one of the other families to go there. That's not set up yet. That is my intent, actually. I think that'll be better. So, okay, let's go to a family that I can use to do this with. Now the church is right next to him, so that's relatively easy to go to. Perhaps let's go into the Schmidt family. I will see if I can send someone from there. All right, so we'll look at the Schmidt family next. That's also living kind of across from the church. It says Ganz and his family originate from Germany. They have adapted well to their relatively new home. They hope to meet lovely Sims here and that their daughters will make good friends who share their solid family values. All right. Let's quickly take a closer look at them and their home. All right, we'll start off with just showing you the home from outside. As I said before, I do have a speed build of this house if you want to see it. So they have some parking over here on the side. And then they have a really nice area where you can have leisure time, I guess. Over here, like kind of on the roof or something. Okay, they are quite well off. I mean, they have their own fountain on the roof. Who wouldn't like that? So the girls are over here playing, and they have a nice little bathroom that you can use over here, guest bathroom. This room on the top is also part of the leisure area. So you have a hot tub, you have a massage table, nice and relaxing. If you go downstairs, then you basically get the rest of the house. So through the front door, over here, when you come in, you can either go to the dining room or you can go to the living room. So it's kind of open plan, but here's the living room. There's the dining room and some stairs up to go to the leisure area. I tried to make it very luxurious looking. I hope I was successful. And then through here you get the kitchen. Let me try and show it to you. Appreciate it. Okay, so kind of stylish looking was what I was going for. And they also have, this is my favorite little nook in the house where you can presumably sit and speak on the phone. All right, so that's their living area basically. If you go through here, you have a bathroom, nice green, white and black. Through here, you have their teenager's bedroom. So this is Heike Schmidt's bedroom. I wanted it to be very girly. She strikes me as someone who's, you know, kind of traditional in her approach as well, things that she likes. And then next to her, we have a door that leads to the master bedroom. Kind of a warm feeling bedroom. And then this bathroom. Again, very stylish. And then on this side, you have little Ida's room. So I went for kind of a turquoise look for her. Little princess room, I guess. Okay. So that's their house. Let's look at the Sims themselves. So here we have Ganz. Ganz is a fortune sim with a lifetime want of becoming Hall of Famer. So he's also an athlete. His secondary aspiration is knowledge. And this is his personality. He's very neat, set in his ways. He's kind of shy. He is not really someone who has parties, if we can put it that way. Guns is a loving but strict parent who hopes his daughters will one day choose decent young men as partners. He has to travel a lot as an athlete, but when he is home with his family, he makes it count. So he is in the athletic career. His hobby is also in that direction, so it's nicely set up. His chemistry, he likes someone who's a logical thinker, who's creative, and who doesn't have facial hair. All right, so that's basically his personality. His wife, Mishka. Mishka is a knowledge sim as well, and she wants to become education minister. She is in the education career, so you could potentially make her the principal of one of the schools if you wanted to, or you could just let her be a teacher at one of the schools. So either way. She likes men with brown hair. She likes someone who's logical. She is not fond of someone who's a plant sim. And then personality-wise, she's a very balanced person, but also on the shyer side. And her bio reads, Mishka has always been very balanced and grounded in the solid family values instilled in her from a young age. She hopes to instill those same values into her own kids. All right, so that's Mishka. And then their eldest daughter, Heike, is a fortune sim. She wants to have 6 pets reach the top career level. All right, so what I was thinking with this is something really interesting, opportunity that you can have to go in the pet direction, whether you want her to be a pet trainer or you want her to, I would go in that direction. I would make her a pet trainer, have a bunch of pets that, have different careers, and she organizes them to be able to have these careers. She's kind of like their agent, but also the person that takes care of them. I think that could be very interesting for kind of a different type of career that you create yourself. With this, that is what I would do. This is her personality. She's a very nice person, so she's not going to exploit pets, obviously. It's like in a good way that she could manage them. She is a secondary family sim. And then I have not set up her skills yet. I will do that. And she does like people with brown hair who's mechanical. She's not into zombies. Yeah. Relationship-wise, I haven't specifically set up everything that I necessarily want for each sim, but I did make sure that she has made friends at school. She's good friends with Rolf Wellington, one of the triplets. She's very good friends with Alice Langley and her sister Audrey Langley. So she knows some of the other kiddos from school. All right. The youngest sister, Ida. So Ida is a child. Ida is not a very nice person. For some reason, it turned out that way. But yeah. This is basically her personality points. So her bio says, Ida can be lovely when she wants to, but her parents have been called into school before. Let's just say she can definitely use her sharp tongue and wit to get a message across. So, as nice as her older sister is, yeah, Ida has a strong personality and she can stand up for herself. All right, so that's this family. I really look forward to seeing what you guys do with them as well. What I will quickly do, since I haven't set them up to Tuesday morning yet, is I will quickly send Guns to go to the church, because then I can show you what it looks like and how I've set it up, without messing up Pastor Noah. So, okay, we're sending him off. I think all of these guys can just kind of do what they do. Okay. I should maybe send the kids to school. That might not be a bad idea. Just looking at it, let's just send them to school. Because I think I did with every other family when I moved them in. I sent them to school, so I think these kids should also go to school. They're a bit late, but it's alright. There we go. Okay, so the church's description, I will quickly read that to you because I didn't do that before, says, join our services every weekend. Come and take a look at our wedding services. We offer comprehensive packages as well as couples counseling and anger management courses. So while this is loading, I'll just quickly tell you guys, what I was thinking was something else that you could do. If you set it up with bookcases or something like that, you could always have people go there and study couples counseling or, you know, something like that. Because usually they have a library and things like that as well. So you could use that if you wanted to not run it as a wedding venue. You could also do that. Okay, so here's the pastor. Good, he's at his business. All right, so let's show you what I was talking about. From the outside, I do have a speed build on this as well. From the outside, it looks like this, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it's a really nice building. And if you go up on this side, you have the area, which this is what I was referring to. If you want to just host events here and dinners and whatever, or you want to simulate that they're coming to a service. The idea I had over here is if you do a community wedding inside of the church, then you have on the outside an area where you can, you know, cut the wedding cake, have the champagne, take the pictures, however you would like to set it up. But you would obviously need the mod that have to make community weddings possible. If you wanted to, you know, have your wedding at home in the garden and then just send the Sims here, you could do that too. It really is up to you, but it's an option. Otherwise, you could host other events here as well. What I've done with, let me just show you from the entrance. If you come into the entrance over here, I kind of have the idea of, I guess, like you could leave some money if you want to do a donation. And then at the back they have all the things that they use over here, and you have some stairs that go up, and here you have an area where like the gallery type of area where you sit and you look down on the rest of the congregation. I thought this was cute. I really wanted to build something that had different levels. Okay. And over here you have the bathroom, and above that, this is purely decorative, you know. I didn't want you to be able to look down into the bathroom through the roof, but I thought this looked nice. And I love this, you know, chandeliers that you can hang that's multi-story ones. I used that over here. Then you can look through the benches, and if someone is getting married, it could happen here. You have the piano. And then over here, this would be where the preacher or reverend or pastor or priest, whatever you would like to call them, would stand and speak to his congregation. So yeah, it's plain and simple. There's not much to it, but I really like how it turned out, and I think it could be nice to use this. Okay, so that's pretty much it. What I did do is I placed one of these ticket machines over here. with the idea that, you know, like when people are coming to church, they're giving something. Or if you are hosting a wedding here, you need to pay something, you know, like it's kind of like you're renting out for your event. It doesn't need to just be a wedding. Whatever event you're hosting, you're kind of renting the facility for that. So yeah, that was my idea with this. So let's see if he knows the pastor. He does know him. He's not particularly friends with him. But okay, I guess we could quickly just greet him and then leave. Let's just see if I wanted to. Could I let him? Yeah, I'll have to check into this. Because currently I cannot let him use the ticket machine, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, for now, they will all run and want to play piano, because I think that's pretty much the only thing you can do on the lot if you do not use it in this way. So I guess he can just exchange a friendly interaction with the pastor and then he can leave. Okay, so that's the church. There's one. Oh, now you get to see one of our other residents. So this is Delia Callahan. She's a teen. She's a teen that's giving her parents a lot of headaches. We'll look at her family a little bit closer later on. Okay, so let's send good old Guns home. There's some townies as well. I don't have a big townie pool, just a few, but I think you will appreciate them. Okay. Alright, so that's this family. Let's go check out another one. Those from the Schmidt family, we have the Wellington family. Their family consists of Burke Wellington, his wife Rita Wellington, and their triplets, Alan Wellington, Rolf Wellington, and Holden Wellington. Their bio says, Burke wants lots of pets, but the triplets still keep them busy. He knows they just won't have time for pets right now. Rita feels very fulfilled in her career and home life. She is very satisfied with how everyone's progressing. Hopefully the boys will do well enough to attend university soon. Let's go take a look at them. All right. So it's Tuesday morning over here as well, which means I will have to go into BIMO just to show you their home, because otherwise it's too dark to see. I do have a speed build with this home as well. So some nice garden and a family relaxing area outside with a nice pool. It's small, there's not much to it, but I think it's nice. The house has a wraparound balcony, and then they have this nice little roof at their front door, which I really like. The home has a garage with another car in. When you enter the front door, you have an area for recreation, and then a living area over here. It's all very warm, earthy tones was my intent with this home. You have stairs leading up, and you do have a dining area over here. And then through this arch, you go to the kitchen. that also has a door to the garage. And this is their kitchen. Right, going up with the stairs. You come out on a nice landing area that has the seating area where you can sit a little bit. Over here you have the main bedroom, which has an area where she can do some needlework, Rita, and yeah, has her my custom-made dressing table and cupboard, built-in cupboard, and then this is their bedroom, all nice and green. And they have a bathroom here next to their bedroom, also in a nice calm green color. Here next to them we have a study, which also has an exercise bike and a desk over here. I will take a moment just to explain to you how I did this, because this desk does not come with much on it. I think only these books at the top come on it, and maybe some of these on the side. But what I did was I used Lamar's Shiftable Everything mod. It's safe for me to build with that and then give you the neighborhood. As far as I understand, it will not affect anything. Even if you do not have the mod, everything will stay in place. But of course, if you remove something and then you want to put it back, you will not be able to do it the same way that I did it. You will need OMSPs if you do not have the mod. Okay, so that's just something I'm mentioning. Also the kitchen cupboards, you will see I did the same thing with them. I used regular counters and I placed them on the bottom as well as on the top. I used that mod to move them up so that you have cupboards on the top, cabinets. So you will not, if you remove it, you will not be able to place it back without the mod. But if you just leave it like that, it will be fine. It will stay that way. All right. The triplets are over here asleep in their bedroom, which is also very earthy tones, and they have some space posters on. Typical boys' room, a dinosaur and a football ball. Or this would be, I guess, American football or rugby ball. Yeah, so that's the home. It's not big. That's where they live. And let's quickly look at them in greater detail. Alright, so we have Burke Wellington over here, who's a popularity sim. And he has the lifetime one of having 20 simultaneous pet best friends. So that's why I said that he would really like pets. He's secondary family sim, and this is his personality. He's pretty nice, and he would like someone who wears makeup and has red hair, which his wife does all those things. And he doesn't like werewolves. He's in the culinary career. At the moment, it just says level 1. I might change that because I feel like he's an older man. I don't think he would have never advanced in his career. So this may change, but I think I will keep him in the culinary career. I'm pretty sure I will stay with that. And then his bio reads, Burke wishes they could have some pets. He loves animals, but everyone is super busy and he knows they won't have time for pets. The triplets always need some help with math homework. So even though they are teens, they need almost as much attention as when they were toddlers. Okay, so that's him. And then his wife, Rita. So Rita wants to max out 7 skills. This is her personality. She's very nice. And her turn-ons are blonde or brown hair. She does not like full face makeup. And she is in the education career. Again, she's not terribly high up for the skills that she has, and I think if they have grown-up teenagers, I probably will change her to be a little bit higher up in that career. But she's also in education, so this is also someone you could use with the schools, especially if you want to play interactive schools. Her bio says, Rita loves children and is very popular at school. The students naturally gravitate towards her. She's well known for having a natural way to explain and break down content so it's easy to understand. She feels very fulfilled. Okay, so she's popularity and knowledge sim. And then let's look at Alan Wellington. He is the oldest of the triplets. He's a knowledge sim who wants to become a game designer. He is secondary fortune. This is his personality. And his bio says, Alan is the eldest. He is super talented when it comes to coding games. Everyone in the neighborhood knows he is the one to ask when it comes to modding their favorite games. Will it be a career one day? And then his turn-ons and turn-offs. He likes someone with red hair or black hair. He's not fond of vampires. Relationship-wise, I have not set it up so he has a romantic relationship, but Asha Gupta and him seem to have really hit it off, so, you know, it's up to you what you do with that, but yeah. He is very good friends with his brothers and his mom and dad. They're a loving, wholesome family, so nothing there. He has some skills already that I've set up for him. And then Holden, I think, is the middle child, if I'm not mistaken. I think I said it like that. So Holden is a popularity sim. He would like to become a Hall of Famer. So his secondary is fortune. And he likes someone who wears makeup and jewelry, but he can't stand someone who's fat. This is his personality. He's very, very outgoing and neat, but he's extremely lazy. Now, keep this in mind as I read you the bio. Holden has typical middle child syndrome. He is convinced that he is the least favorite child, even though he has a wonderful relationship with his parents and brothers. He is really lazy, but dreams about becoming a sports star. He will need to work on himself a bit to realize that dream. So yeah, he hopes it will fall from the sky, clearly. Relationship-wise, he is very good friends with Danny Blunders, who we looked at in the trailer, who wants to rise out above her circumstances. He's also very good friends with Ulbert Callahan, who's one of the rich kids in the neighborhood. But yeah, again, there's no relationship or anything set up for you guys. You can decide if you want to do any romantic relationship between him and someone. And then Rolf is the youngest. Rolf is a family sim. And he would like to reach his golden anniversary one day. He is very good friends with Heike Schmidt. He knows some of the other kids around the neighborhood, but nothing much going on there. Yeah, they all have some skills. I gave them skills that I thought was suitable. So he's a family sim and he's a secondary popularity sim. This is his personality. Boy, is he sloppy, but at least he's nice. And his bio reads, Rolf has the biggest heart. He wants to take care of everyone and nurture his family and friends. He doesn't want his friends to know, but he is a hopeless romantic. He is the youngest of the triplets. So yeah, that's this family. And I think it will be interesting to see how they turn out and if their dad gets to have all the pets that he's wishing for. And I think now it is time for us to go to the Hastings family. So let's just quickly read their description again. It says Mike Hastings isn't at home a lot, but he looks forward to having a nice and large enough family. It's fun coming home to his pretty wife and comfortable home. Is he a bit out of touch with the reality that his wife may not be able to burn the candle at both ends continuously? Will Tess put her foot down at some point? So this family is not ready for play yet. I need to still get them to Tuesday morning and let a few things happen before, but we will take a look at them just to have a closer look at their home and basically each of the Sims. So let's quickly look. All right. Their home. I had so much fun building this home. This was really a lot of fun. So we'll take a look like this. I really enjoyed building this not very conventional parking area. And yeah, I had fun doing this. I have to say this was one of my favorite creations in the neighborhood. I also created an entrance over here, which you'll see a bit clearer later on. And then I have windows peeking out over here, kind of enclosed over the space as well. And on this side, you enter where the front door is. You also have a balcony over here overlooking a nice entertainment area, a relaxing area. And over here on the roof, you have a nice area for their kitty cats. You can use the you can look at the stars. You can enjoy a dip in the bubble bath. You can enjoy a dip in the jacuzzi. So there's just a nice area to relax in for them. Let's start over here. I may do it with the walls up just so you can kind of get the full effect. So if you enter through the front door, you get a living area with some stairs that's leading up. There's also a nice fireplace to warm yourself by and relax, maybe with a good book. Over here is a little nook in the dining room where you could read, play an instrument, the kids can play. And you also have an exit to where the cars are parked over here. Through this arch, you go into the kitchen. And it's nice, warm, and inviting, I would say. Kitchen. If you decide to go up with the stairs, you reach a hallway with a very red carpet and some nice woodwork. On this side, you have two bathrooms. Across from it, you have the children's rooms. This one in blue is for little Roger, and this one with a bit more pink is for Meg. And next to them, you have mom and dad's room. I really like the color scheme of this room. It's really my style. And the area down. And this side, you go up with the stairs. And you basically get the exit to the roof. But the cats also have a nice indoor area. These cats live like they're in a palace, I think. Alright, let's take a look at our Sims. So Mike Hastings, he is a family sim and he would like to raise 20 puppies or kittens. I think he'd probably let his wife raise them and he would just come home often enough to see some progress, it sounds like to me. He is an ambassador's intern currently. I will see if I change anything there. Maybe I'll push him a little bit higher in the career, but the idea is that he is an adventurer and that he will only be home at certain times. Most of the time he will be off on adventures, finding some treasures and having a very exciting life. This is his personality. He is also not a secondary anything sim. He is just family oriented, although he isn't home very often. Ironically enough. Alright, his turn-ons and turn-offs. He likes makeup. He likes a blonde-haired lady by his side, and he's not fond of custom colored hair. I have set up their hobbies. I think his is sports or something like that because he's kind of active, so that does make sense. Mike is an adventurer who loves excitement. It's so nice to come home after exploration and adventure to find his lovely wife, beautiful kids, and an orderly, comfortable home waiting for him. The cats aren't always so orderly, but their behavior will improve eventually, won't it? So there you go. That's Mike Hastings. Then his lovely wife, Tess Hastings. She's also a family sim. She would like to graduate 3 children from college. They currently have 2, so they would at least need 1 more for her to realize this. This is her personality. And her bio states, Tess loves her twins and her cats. Did she, however, bite off more than she can chew? Her husband is away often with a very demanding job. She has a demanding career with loads of deadlines. Will she burn out? So I may push her a bit higher in this area too. Haven't done that yet. She's in the journalism career currently. I intend on keeping her in journalism, but I will just... I'm pretty sure I will push her a little bit higher in the career, just so she's not just starting out. And she also doesn't have a secondary aspiration. She's just a family sim currently. Of course, you may wish to change that. Her turn-ons and turn-offs. She likes facial hair, which her husband has, red hair, and she's not fond of someone who wears glasses. I think, if I remember correctly, that film and literature is her hobby. Alright, let's move on to the kiddos. So we have Meg Hastings, and little Meg has this personality. She's quite playful and active, as you can see. And it says, Meg just wants to giggle and play. She isn't all that interested in learning all sorts of silly things. Give her colorful toys and she's in her element. Will her mother's persistence win out over her stubborn streak? So I think I made her one true hobby games just because she's so extremely playful. But she's also very active, so you could possibly push this into a sporty direction if you wanted to. The idea behind this is that she's not very academically interested. She's more interested in sport and playing and having fun, I guess, and being very active. So, yeah, she doesn't really want to sit down behind a book and learn something. She's still little, so that kind of makes sense. And then her little brother Roger in the teddy bear outfit. I thought this was very cute. This is his personality. And it says, Roger has such a twinkle in his eye, especially when hugging a cat or sticking his hand in the toilet's water. His smile makes it impossible to get angry at him. What a little charmer. So yeah, he's one of those. Anyway, So I thought this would be very interesting for poor Tess to try and raise two kids that's like both quite busy and have minds of their own, and dad isn't really around while she's training the cats. Don't forget about the cats. So Shelby is their one kitty. They're both adult cats. And this is Shelby's personality. Now, I've been slightly naughty because this is Shelby's personality and this is Next's personality. So everything that Shelby is, Next isn't. And I think it's going to be a bit chaotic playing this. So, okay, Shelby, if you read her bio, it just says, Shelby isn't the kindest of cats, but she sure learns fast. Can she handle the other pet in this home, or will her irritation with him lead to lots of fights? So you might have a little bit of chaos between the cats. And then Next, I think Next is just my favorite pet of all time in this whole, well, maybe in every neighborhood I've had. I just feel he's got such character, and I just had so much fun creating him. So his bio reads, it's quite long. Next only responds to his name because whenever Sims came to the pet adoption center, they always said Next. Whenever they saw him, he never got adopted. One day he got out accidentally and ended up in Tess's car. When Tess saw him, she kept him without hesitation. She wanted to name him, but realized that he only responds to the word next. So the poor thing, because he was never chosen and everyone always said next to see the next cat, he's now only responding to the name Next. So I thought that was kind of quirky and funny. So anyway, that's Next. Okay, so this is the Hastings family. I can't wait to play them, but I also can't wait to see what you guys do with them. So let's move on to the next household. So now we're going to go over to the Gupta family, and we're going to just explore them a little bit. So their bio reads, Patel is actually very shy, but he landed in the entertainment industry as soon as his parents immigrated from India. And since then, he has made so many connections that he has become a household name. It has not stripped him of his traditional views, though. He was very happy when he realized that the woman his parents arranged for him to marry shared his views, and now they have an amazing family together. So I wanted this to be, like I said before, really a wholesome family to play. And I know that different cultures have different ways of doing things. I tried to really embrace that over here. Of course, I don't know everything about every culture in the world. But I have personally had some friends in the past, unfortunately I don't have contact with the person anymore, who had an arranged marriage, you know. We worked internationally and this person had to go back to India and go and get married to someone who he's never met, but his parents picked out for him. And, you know, I remember thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I can't imagine having to do that. But cultures are different, and it's amazing to learn more about different cultures. I always find it extremely interesting, and I wanted to incorporate that here. So I decided, you know, to create a family where this is kind of the backstory. I have to say this is, I already mentioned that another house was my favorite. This house is on equal footing. I had so much fun building this house. I'm not sure that I did Indian culture or Indian decoration justice at all, but I really look forward to playing this house. So let me go show you what it looks like. Let's start on the outside. Right. So I love playing in colorful homes, but obviously you don't want something that hurts people's eyes. I try to go for a very rich palette while at the same time making it stylish. I think I succeeded. I hope that you will agree. This area outside is where they, as a family, can relax together and have a very nice pool. I don't think there's much going on in the back of the house. I kind of kept it in the front, right? They do have a garage with 2 cars, and then over here would be their entrance. Let's take a closer look. I will put the walls up just to give you the full effect. So over here is the garage, and there's an entrance into the home. If you enter the front door, try and zoom in a little bit for you guys. This would be like the foyer. You could go up with stairs over here, kind of a rich color. And then over here is their living room. I stayed with blues and kind of a, I guess you would call it yellow ochre or mustard perhaps, color. And there's a lovely nook here where you can just relax. I'd like to pretend that they can watch DVDs, something like that if they feel like it. And then on this side we have their dining area, which is still in the same color scheme. I tried to keep the same color scheme throughout the house. It was a fun challenge as well. This is their kitchen. I think it's nice and warm tones, even though it does have some blue. I try to incorporate maybe something that's a bit more traditional, some candles, to give it a very kind of warm atmosphere. And right, let's go upstairs. So if you were to go upstairs, I liked the effect the windows kind of caused to make it very light. And the different alternative to just having a fence or a plain wall. Then over here is the area where you can sit and enjoy the view. Out, I guess, over the road if you wanted to. And then over here we have 2 bathrooms next to each other. They're colorful, but I think still in a stylish way. Through here we have 2 rooms. This is for the little boy, Ryan, which I'm probably butchering the name. And then on this side is their teenage daughter's room, which I think it's a nice room in the sense that it's still got like childhood memory type things, but it is also a teenager's room, you know. I try to kind of balance that. All right, if you do not go to their rooms and the bathrooms, and you go this way, you have the nursery, also in kind of a blue and yellow neutral colors for little Arna. And then over here, I love this bedroom. I would not mind having a bedroom looking like this. It looks like you can really sleep over here. It's really peaceful. It's just the colors together, I think, just turned out really well. This is the master bedroom, and I just think mom and dad will have a kind of a special, you know, fondness for the calm bedroom that they have whenever the kiddos go to sleep, and they can either spend some alone time or just relax. Alright, so that's the house. I hope you like it. We'll quickly take a look at the Sims themselves. So this is the wife that Patel's parents got for him. She's called, if I can pronounce this. I looked up Indian names, but I didn't think whether I would be able to pronounce them. Ananya, I guess, Gupta. And she is a family sim. She's very traditional, and she would like to marry off 6 children. She would like a big family, and she's got 3, so she's halfway there. I gave her a little bit of piercing, facial piercings. I felt like, I'm pretty sure some of the cultures, maybe in India, I've seen do wear a little bit of jewelry around the nose, and so I went for this. I don't know how accurate I was, but anyway, you can change that up if you feel the need. So let's look at, she is also just a family sim. I did not give her a secondary aspiration, but of course you can do that. This is her personality, and her bio says, Ananya is about as much a traditionalist as her husband. She believes that it's very necessary for a woman to have a large, well-kept family and a well-organized home. She's ready to support her husband and children in everything. So she's really like, I guess, the perfect mom, if you can put it that way. She does not have a job. She's very good at cooking. She's very creative. I cannot remember whether I've set up their 1 true hobbies yet. I will still look into that. I really cannot remember. It might just be randomized. So that's her. Relationship-wise, she knows a lot of Sims around the neighborhood, but I haven't set up specific friendships for her yet. I probably will do that. She and Meredith Callahan just don't get along, and this was spontaneous. It's very strange because they're both very family-oriented, but I have no idea why. The 2 of them just don't get along for some reason. So that was spontaneous. It didn't have much to do with me. All right, let's look at her turn-ons and turn-offs. She likes brown or black hair. She doesn't like stinky things. Okay, which, good, that makes sense. All right, Patel. Patel likes black hair, someone who's good at cooking, which she is, and he's not fond of someone wearing glasses. Patel is a fortune sim, and he is a secondary family sim, so, you know, they get along well. And then his personality looks like this. He's very much on the neat side, and his bio reads, Patel has good connections in the entertainment industry. He is actually very shy, but when he gets onto stage, he gets into character and the shyness evaporates. He loves the idea of a large family and is glad that his wife prefers to be a homemaker. Okay, so he's very much into, he has his job, he has connections, he's good at what he does, and, you know, the fact that his wife is running the household really suits him. Okay, and at the moment he's a stand-up comedian. I am not sure whether I will keep it exactly at this level. I might change the level of his career, but he will certainly stay in the entertainment career. All right, also relationship-wise, I haven't specifically focused on anything. He is friends with Brando Kruger. The 2 of them just really seem to hit it off as friends, so I decided to just roll with that. So they're good friends. Okay, I think I said everything about him that I was supposed to. He does want to reach the top of his career, so that is his direction. And then their teenage daughter is at school at the moment. She's a family sim, and she has the typical kind of family sim wants. She would like to graduate 3 children from college one day, so she's not quite on 6 like her mom. Relationship-wise, yeah, her and Alan Wellington from the triplets really hits it off. So there's a potential love direction for you guys. Every time I'm busy with something in setup, the 2 of them gravitate towards each other, and I just have to kind of stop them so that, you know, you guys get to decide. I would like to leave it open to you, but I do think that this would definitely be the guy for her, if I can put it that way. She doesn't have a teenage career, and I didn't pay attention to skills yet. I will give her some. but I haven't done that yet. This is her personality, and her bio reads, Asha is super nice and known to be one of the kindest people you will ever meet. The neighbors love her and everyone wants to be her friend. She is shy and humble, a very soft-spoken teen who shows respect to everyone. So she's very nice. I think she will be lovely to play. And I did not give her a secondary aspiration either. Sometimes I do give a teen a secondary aspiration if it's very clear which direction they're going in. But I know some people prefer not to play with a secondary aspiration when they're teens because they're kind of still developing. So, I'm not sure whether I respected that everywhere. I might have given secondaries to some teens, but I didn't give her a secondary. Okay, then we have Prayan Gupta. He's also at school. Nice, good-looking boy. I did not focus on relationships yet. He doesn't know Nina McLeod, but nothing much happened there yet. School-wise, everything's average. Didn't give skills yet. Still need to do that. This is his personality, and boy, he's serious and is he grouchy. So let's look at his bio. It says Prayan is serious about everything, including sports. He is rather competitive and does not take kindly to losing in games or sports. He is very much aware of the fact that he is the only son in his family, and he enjoys that special status. Well, we'll have to see if it stays that way, because if you guys decide to let his mom and dad have more children, which his mom wants, he might not remain the only son, but he will be the eldest son, and I know that in many cultures that's a very, very notable and special thing. So, you can decide how you want to run with that. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, little Arna Gupta. Cute smile. This is her personality. I don't think there's much in line of relationships. And her bio reads, Arna is a well-loved little girl. She enjoys her family's attention a lot. She's thriving as the youngest who gets most of the attention in their household. So yeah, at the moment she's getting all the attention. But yeah, when there's siblings, it might not be the case. But she's just cute and cuddly, and this is her personality. So, and she likes her mom and dad's attention. All right, so that's this family. I also, once again, please let me know if you ever do play this neighborhood. I would love to see what you do with them. All right, we've reached the point now where we can actually go over to the apartments to go and see the Sims living there. So we're going to start over here. And we're going to start with the Johnson family, just to kind of reframe them. James seems to be much too serious to be in the gaming career. Will he be able to support a family and have a home of his own one day? Will he need to choose between his dream and stability? Let's go take a look at him. Alright, so this is your typical standard apartments that you get with the game. I didn't change anything, I just decorated their home. So let's take a look. He lives in this first apartment over here. He has a comfortable living area, nice dining area, some chairs on the veranda. Kitchen over here, pretty standard, but with some nice appliances. And then when you go up, I made this kind of his study nook and recreation area. Then you have the bathroom over here. This is his bedroom, and he shares it with Oreo. All right. So let's look at James first. James is a knowledge sim who would like to become a game designer and who can't stand Zach. So yeah, Zach Tanilla has been very mean to him spontaneously. I didn't need to do much from my side. It happened spontaneously and autonomously. But yeah, they don't get along. And you will see that he also has the fear to get rejected for engagement by Nelly. That's one relationship that I have going in the game already. Of course, you can decide if you want to pursue that, but they seem perfect for each other, according to me. He's also friends with her sister Cynthia. He's good friends with Brett Perkins, who live nearby, and also with Angie Tanillo, who is Zach's wife. He knows a bunch of people around the neighborhood other than. Aspiration-wise, he is a secondary family aspiration sim. He is a noob. I kind of feel like an entry-level job is good for him because he's not supposed to be really well off and doing great in his career. He's kind of still wondering if he's doing the right thing. So I think he will stay in that area. He also doesn't have a whole lot of skills. I didn't give him a degree yet. I may or may not. I'm considering it. Alright, let's look at his personality. This is his personality. And his bio reads, James is so serious, but that has not stopped him from pursuing a gaming career. Is he making a wise choice, and will he be able to support a family with a home of his own one day? So, over here, I've kind of decided to go in the direction that, it's almost like when people say, kids say, I want to become a YouTuber. Then their parents say like, come on, honey, get a real job, which is kind of ironic because a lot of people have that as a position or a job and they do very well. But, some people frown upon it like, oh, what, you want to design games, I know it's a very valid career and I think it's a very wonderful career. But I kind of went off like he's thinking, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to be able to truly make it in the gaming industry? Right, his turn-ons and turn-offs. He likes someone who wears makeup and is a good cook. He cannot stand stink. So, alright, that's his personality. Then let's move to little Oreo. So this is Oreo's personality. He's very middle of the road, except he's extremely neat. So let's see what it says for Oreo. Oreo is simply one of the coolest dogs you'll ever meet. He's extremely balanced and loyal. He's so neat that you hardly ever have to clean up behind him. I may change that. Now that's a perfect pet if you ask me. So this video is becoming very long and I think we need to take a little bit of a break. So please be on the lookout for part 3, where we will look at some more sims and also explore some more community lots and also look at the townies because we haven't done that yet. Thank you guys so much for joining me and thank you so much for supporting me and for listening to me ramble and liking my Sims content and also for sharing yours and having lots of chats with me about Sims content. I love all of this. It's a very warm feeling that I get whenever I read one of your comments and I love seeing what you do in your games and hearing all about it. So never be shy to comment about it and tell me what you like, what you don't like. I really enjoy sharing all this with you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Be blessed and happy simming.